Hello, in this video we're going to be taking a look at this Amzchef double induction hob. Now these sell on Amazon for about £105 and I paid £13 plus £3.70 from eBay. It was advertised as spares or repair and the seller said that it powers up okay, the fans work okay, but then it displays an error message on one of these displays here of E0 and it doesn't heat up. So I think the first thing to do is we'll get a pan, we'll plug it in and we'll see what it's doing. So I have a socket here, we'll plug it in and hopefully it just doesn't go bang. Right, so we've got two displays lit up here, let's say off. So I'll just grab a pan with some water in. Try this one first. You know, we've got a bit glare off the camera at the moment. With this being so reflective, it's interfering slightly with the camera, but hopefully that'll sort out when we flip it over and have a look at it. So let's see what's going on. Power on. Oh, there we go, that's doing something now. And I can hear it doing something to the pan, so I wonder if it's worth getting the thermal camera out just so we can see if it's heating up. Right, so I've got the thermal camera now. Well, that seems to be working. You can see the change in temperature on the thermal camera. Right, I'll switch that off and we'll just try the other side. Right, well, there doesn't appear to be anything happening. Is this on? Well, it hasn't came up with the error, but it's definitely not heating up because the temperature is saying 37 now. Right, okay. Let's unplug it and see if we can figure out what's going on. Right, we'll get this pan out of the way. And I think we'll flip it over and have a look what's on the back. Now remember, I'm not, oh, it's got a bit of a crack there, I've just noticed. Looks like it might have been dropped or something there. Now remember, I'm not qualified or trained to be looking at one of these, so this should just be viewed for entertainment, because there could be dangerous voltages in here and things that might kill you, so don't copy what I do. Those screws look a bit corroded as well. Yeah, and I hope you read the disclaimer at the start of the video. Right, I think that's all of the screws removed. Let's just flip it back over. Looks like this just lifts off. Right, so we'll have to be careful in here because there may be capacitors that are still charged. It's actually unplugged at the moment, but like I said, there may be some voltage still left in the capacitors inside. So it looks like we've got a large induction coil here. I can see a fan, and it looks like there's a board under there with a 10 amp fuse and a relay. I think we'll remove these three screws here and see if we can get this induction coil out of the way. Right, so there's a temperature sensor by the look of it. That's in the top of this area. And it looks like that's the output to the induction coil. There's a bit of a heat sink there. And we've got 3 fairly large capacitors here. I'll get this coil out of the way I think first. Right, that's that out of the way. I'll just put it over here for now. So in effect it looks like there's 2 separate induction hobs in here. This looks like it's a self-contained unit, and this looks like it's a self-contained unit. And the power comes in, it just gets split to this one and paralleled off to this one. Looks like we put a little display board here. That's not even screwed in, it just sits in its little recess there. It looks like a Haltech microcontroller. Let's see if I can zoom down a little bit. I can't see anything on that board. Not that I would expect there to be a problem on here. I think it's more the problem's going to be on this board here. Let's see if I can move that along slightly so we can get a little bit better in shot. Right. That should be a little bit better. And looks like we've got a connector for the fan. And another connector that goes to the front display. Now I think I'll just leave that connected because we can just take this whole thing out together. So I'm going to carefully, actually there's a screw there. I just noticed there's a screw holding it in. Right, so I'm going to carefully just hold this capacitor and see if we can get this board out. I'll just get this bit out of the way and then we'll have a look at this board. And the first thing I'm going to do is just to see if there's any voltage in those capacitors, which are around about here I think. Let's get the video in shot. I think that was the only capacitors on it. We'll just check that one. Yeah, so that seems okay to work on. I can't see any high voltages on there currently. Right, let's zoom down a little bit then. So it looks like we've got a microcontroller over there, and I can see quite a few 0 ohm resistors. So I think I might try a few of those first just to see if any of those are gone. Turn it that way a bit. Get the reader in as well. So those ones are okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. Not really much on this side of the board, there's only a few capacitors. There's a chip there. So I thought induction cookers were relatively new. But they were apparently invented in the early 1900s. I think there's a patent on Wikipedia of one of the first ones around about 1909, and it's pretty much just a transformer, like primary, with the core with a kettle on top. I'll bring a picture up so you can have a look. It was quite interesting, I thought. So the way these work, we've got a microcontroller or something that oscillates here. Actually could be this chip here that provides the oscillation, and they oscillate around about 25 to 50 kilohertz. It sends a high frequency into the big coil that we've just removed from here, and what that does, in the bottom of the pan, it creates eddy currents. This is pretty much the way I think of it. It's pretty much like a primary side of a switch mode power supply, and the pan is actually acting like the secondary coil in the circuit. So we're basically dumping a load of power into the bottom of the pan, and that's what causes it to heat up. If you think like those homemade welders that people make out of microwave transformers, and they've just got like one big turn for the secondary which gets very hot, that's pretty much what the pan's doing. So it's just operating at a higher frequency, that's all. Right, let's I don't know if it's worth bringing the microscope on this, because I know you can get a better view on the camera than what I can, but I'm just using my Mark 1 eyeball here. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring the microscope in. We'll have a look over this board a bit closer. Got a 20 ohm resistor there. I think I'm going to check that one just to see what that one reads. Oh, if that resistor's gone. Oh no, there we go. 20 ohms, that's right. I must just have some coating on or something, because I'm finding it hard to get a reading there. Oh, which resistor's that one? Let's double check this one. I don't think I checked that one. I don't know if there's something going on with my meter probes here. That's better. Right, so that one's okay. That's the main IC there. I don't know if it's got a number on it. I can see something there. It looks like AT010. So that's not very helpful. Just checking all the pins are soldered correctly. At least it's got all the values of things marked on the motherboard there, so that's quite good. At the top here we've got a large bridge rectifier. That must be for rectifying the incoming voltage. You can see corrosion on the screw here. And then it looks like we've got some kind of either power transistor or MOSFET, I guess. H20PR5. I'll have a look at that, see if I can find a data sheet on it. We'll see what it is. I can't see anything obvious up there now. Hold on. I've just noticed something here. Or possibly. You couldn't quite see that site from the top view of the microscope. I'll see if I can get that focused a little bit better. If we look just here, it looks like this leg has broke away from the solder. So I wonder if this is being dropped with the having the crack on the bottom of the case, and it's caused this joint here to fracture, and that's why it's not working. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that's the problem. Yeah, so it's actually that pin there. So if I try and move it, there you can see it moving there. So it's basically a dry joint. Yeah, but you can't see it from the top view. So, right, I'll get the iron out and I think we'll just resolder that. This looks like a nice, easy, straightforward one. There's not actually much in these. I thought there'd be a lot more to them. I think I'll do these other ones while I'm on. Right, I think that should do. Right, I'll get the microscope and that out of the way then. So just before I put it back together, I was just having a little quick look over this circuit, and it looks like this part here is a little switch mode power supply that runs the microcontroller on the other side. So that's the back of the little switch mode power supply there. That's a little microcontroller. And it looks like the power comes in here, goes up, gets rectified by this rectifier. Then that's the output, which goes through this big inductor to here, charges up these two capacitors, and then gets switched by this MOSFET or transistor to the main inductor. And this microcontroller controls the frequency for the power level and whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it then. Right, so let's get it back together and we'll see if it works. So yeah, it looks a pretty nice little fix, this one. Pretty straightforward. It's nice when you have a nice little easy one now and again. Never thought that would have been held in by something a bit better than that. Let's get this little plug in for the temperature sensor. Right, I think that's pretty much it. Right, I'll get the top back on and then we'll give it a test. Right, where did the last screw go? Right, let's get the pan on and let's see if it works. So I'm just going to plug it in. Yes, I can hear it going zzz. Right, put the thermal camera on, and there we go. We can see it changing at the bottom there. We can see the temperature going up as well. 40, 41, 44. Well, that was a nice easy little fix. Just a bit solder, no parts required. It's nice when they're like that. Right, I think we'll call it there then. Right, if you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, please leave it in the comments section below. And as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching.